Welcome back, Ligari Nation. Watch as Kyle takes you through a step-by-step process of how he coated this floor using our gravel flake floor kit. These floors are easy to install and are extremely durable. You can do this directly over your floors. Visit our website or check the description below to get yours today. Now let's get started.
Alright guys, welcome back to Ligari. On today's video, we're going to show you how to install one of our Ligari flake floors using our gravel mixture, which is a mixture of gray, light gray, and white flake. We're going to be doing 100% broadcast. With this gray colored flake, we're going to be using our gray primer. We're going to be using just about 40 ounces of primer. Our primer is a 2-to-1 ratio. And we're also going to add 10% water. And we just take a paint stick, just gonna stir this up, get it all mixed in real well. Just scrape our sides, mix it for about 2.5 minutes, and then we'll be ready to go apply it to our floor. I'm going to pour about half of it in my tray here. I don't want to pour it all in at once. I'm going to saturate my roller in the primer. Let it soak up as much as it can. And the first thing you want to do is get it right to your first edge. Come down the other edge a little bit. Now you want to start in the middle and work your way out to your edges in a nice even coat. You can go about a couple feet. And go back and give it a nice light back roll. All right guys, now that we got the primer down, we're gonna give it about 20-30 minutes. We'll get some fans on it, kind of help it dry a little faster. And then what we're looking for is just to be able to touch it and it be tacky, but not have anything on your hands. So we'll be back in about 20-30 minutes. Now that we got our primers just about dry, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our first coat of epoxy mixed up. We're gonna use 3/4 of a gallon. We're covering 135 square feet. This goes down at 180 square feet a gallon, which comes out to just exactly 3/4 of a gallon. So we already got it all pre-measured out here. We got 64 ounces of our part A and 32 ounces of our part B. All right guys, now that we got this mixed up, we want to take it over to our floor and get it out of the bucket as fast as possible. All right guys, so now we're gonna take our resin, we're gonna pour a bead around the edge. We're gonna take our Ligari squeegee. The first step is we're gonna take this resin, we're gonna get it right up to our edges all the way around. Okay, now that we got our edges coated, we're just gonna go back and forth, pulling the resin tight, covering the entire floor. All right guys, now that we got the floor completely covered in resin, we're gonna take our 9-inch roller and we're just gonna roll it all out, make sure it's all nice and even. Alrighty guys, now that we got that all nice and leveled out, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our gravel Ligari flake mixture and we're gonna broadcast it 100% over the entire floor. You just grab them by a handful, just throw it out so you don't see any primers. All right guys, now that we got majority of the floor covered, we're just gonna go back and fine tune any spots. We see some primer coming through, have a lot of resin you can see. We just wanna cover all of that so as much of this paint chip adheres to the epoxy as possible, giving us 100% broadcast Ligari flake floor. All right guys, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow to finish up the project. Day 2 of this project, the epoxy has had about 24 hours to set up. The paint chip is really well bonded to it. And the first step of today's process is gonna be scraping all the paint chips in every direction. So we're just gonna get after it. All right guys, now that we got all the Ligari flake picked up, now we're ready to do our final coat of epoxy. All right guys, now that we got the final coat of resin all leveled out, we're gonna give it about 24 hours, come back, pull tape tomorrow.